Introducing Valley Produce and International Fresh Market, a fresh new approach to grocery shopping. Nobody in the Rockford area has the selection of fresh fruits and vegetables that Valley's has. Just as impressive is aisle after aisle of food imported from all over the world, including an unbelievable selection of pasta and sauces. Valley Produce and International Fresh Market at Alpine and Riverside and Loves Park.
In a world of misconceptions and stereotypes, in a time when healthy eating is considered to be boring, bland, expensive, and most of all complicated, we're taking the four-letter word out of healthy eating. That is the H word. Each week, we will bring you an exciting, healthy recipe that is not only awe-inspiring, but easy on the pocketbook as well. Send us your fun, unique, and healthy recipe by visiting healthyrockford.com, where you'll also find tips and tricks on taking the blah out of healthy eating. Welcome to the very first episode of The H Word. This is probably one of the most exciting things ever. We're back in the Sunbee's kitchen at Garrison Lofts to film a couple of more episodes. We're going to start out with something that's really healthy, very wonderful, a lot of fun. It's a salmon recipe that we're going to do with a little bit of herbs, and we're going to pan saute those, and we're going to serve them with just a couple of mashed sweet potatoes on the side. Real interesting, really good flavors, a perfect match. So we're going to get started with our mashed sweet potatoes. Take a whole couple of potatoes and just chop them coarsely. Get them peeled and cleaned up first. So just, again, coarsely chop those because they're going right into a pan to be boiled. Just a tiny bit of water, not too much. We don't want to cover them. And these are just going into a little saute pan or a little pot, sorry. A little splash of water. Put a lid on there, and let's get those cooking. And while those are cooking, there we go. While those are cooking, we're going to go ahead and get started with the salmon, and it's very simple. We are going to take a couple of different fun things, a tablespoon of sugar. You can follow along on the recipe that is printed just below or just along the side here. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of chili powder, some cumin, some paprika, and some cinnamon. And we're going to add salt and pepper to taste. These are all pre-measured. Salt and pepper to taste. Black pepper, it tends to be an irritation to the lining of the stomach, so try to go easy on that as much as possible. If you're using chilies and other spicy herbs, no need to add more black pepper to that. A little bit of salt. We want to try to keep our sodium as low as possible. Pay attention to that. And we're just going to kind of blend those spices carefully and thoroughly. In a pie plate or a cake pan or just a regular dinner plate is fine. They're gorgeous, all blended up. Salt makes it kind of sparkly, and the sugar is going to add an interesting little flavor. If you're having trouble viewing the video at any point, just press pause in the lower left-hand corner and give the video time to buffer. You'll be just fine. Okay, our mashed sweet potatoes are not yet mashed, but they're getting there. They're cooking. They're going to be mashed in just a little bit. But in the meantime, we've got to get our salmon steaks ready. So like I said, we blended all of our herbs together. We're just going to gently take our salmon fillets and press them into our herb mix and just kind of get them coated on both sides. In the meantime, I've got a skillet over here ready to go. It's got a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of it, getting hot. And we're going to sear our salmon on the top first with all those wonderful herbs. And they're going to cook about 2 minutes on the side. On the fleshy side, they're going to cook about 2 minutes. And then we're going to flip them over and cook them on the skin side down for an additional 8 to 10 until the salmon is flaky and finished. And while that's cooking over there, that's when we can work on our potatoes and get those ready. Oh, those are gorgeous, and they smell fantastic. That chili powder and the cinnamon and the cumin, what a wonderful blend of herbs. A couple of shakes of salt in there, and we're all set.
When looking for a new home online, some websites think that less is more. At RockfordHomeOnline.com, we think more is more. More listings, more information, improved search features, and better mapping. Not to mention a comprehensive listing of all the open houses in the entire region. That's RockfordHomeOnline.com. So when you're out strolling the web, looking for a new home, go where the information is. The time to buy is now, and RockfordHomeOnline.com is the site to use. Brought to you by the Rockford Register-Star. It's what you know.
All right, let's take a look at our sweet potatoes and see how those are doing. We're going to spice those up today with just a tiny bit of butter, about 2 tablespoons. We have a total of 2 potatoes in there. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to cut up a lime, and we're going to use that with our sweet potato. I don't know if you've ever had lime with sweet potatoes before. It's a wonderful blend. You don't need any salt because the citrus in the lime acts as kind of an agent and gives it almost a little salty flavor. So you're not going to want any more than that. Check these little guys. Yep, those are done. So we're going to drain the water off. And we're going to get them back on the heat until our butter is melted. Yum, yum. These are going to be delicious. Squeezed a little bit of lime juice in there. If you've got any pits, go ahead and pull those out first. And let that butter get melted. So we're going to use the juice of an entire lime in here. And you can juice it or just give it a good squeeze. You know what I like to do with my lime first is go ahead and rind it. Use a scraper, an edger, and get all your lime rind off of there. Put that in a Ziploc baggie and stick that in the refrigerator for another recipe. Okay, now we've got our lime juice and our butter all together. And we're going to give our salmon a quick turn. I wish you could smell it because it's absolutely fantastic. And then we're just going to let them sit here for a little while, about 8 to 10 minutes, like I said. Let them cook skin side down. And when they're done, you'll be able to just slide a spatula in there and leave the skin behind and serve the salmon fillet on the plate, just like that. Okay, our mashed sweets are ready. We're just going to let them sit and get warm and moist. And when our salmon is done, we're going to serve it up. It's going to be delicious and gorgeous. Just a moment. Okay, let's check out the salmon and see if it's ready. I don't know about you, it smells fantastic. I wish I could share that odor with you, that aroma, that wonderful cinnamon and cumin. It's wonderful. Potatoes are ready. We're basically just going to take the salmon off of the bottom skin. In the meantime, that's become a little blackened, which is good. All those wonderful spices have had time to kind of seep in. So we're just going to separate the fish from the skin and leave that behind. And we're going to serve one of our salmon patties right there on the plate. Let's see how these wonderful mashed sweets turned out. Oh, those look wonderful. A little bit of lime in there. We've served a little bit of lime on the plate in case your guests want a little taste more. So mashed sweet potatoes, a little bit of lime and butter, and delicious salmon with cinnamon and cumin and chili. This is what I call the H word.